Hello, everyone, and welcome to the STL Tech Talk podcast. My name is JJ Hammond. We have another great show for you tonight. Are you ready for the top tech news stories of the week? Applications you should try out on your favorite gadgets, fun and lively commentary, and tonight's focus for the show is going to be STL Tech Talk. We're going to talk about tech in St. Louis. Ooh, crazy thought, right? But we're totally doing that. We're going to rock this show out. We're going to talk about the LG G Watch. We're going to talk about pad phones. We're going to talk about iPhones. We're going to talk about phones. We're going to talk about other stuff. We're going to talk about all sorts of cool stuff. I'm so looking forward to it. I can't do this show, however, without my great friend and partner in crime, fellow tech enthusiast, editor-in-chief of the STLTechTalk.com, producer of Codecast by STLTechTalk, co-creator of STLTechChic.com, the uncanny Kevin Harvell. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, JJ, what's going on? How you doing tonight?
Fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Awesome.
And I am looking to have a fantastic show with you. It's been a little bit. We haven't had a chance to catch up in the last couple of days. Got some weird hours at work.
Yeah,
but
we're busy.
Yeah, for sure. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at STL Tech Talk, Facebook, Google+, Instagram, all the same, STL Tech Talk. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Windows Phone, TuneIn Radio, or listen directly from the site. Also, I found out that Libsyn has an app that you can download podcasts that are supplied through them. So go check that out as well. That's Lipsyn. Visit STLTechTalk.com to keep up with our tech news, podcasts, Codecast. Find out how you can advertise with us or hire us to consult you on your technological needs. And don't forget, you can interact with the show by sending us feedback to podcast@STLTechTalk.com. And if you're watching us live, you can ask us questions via the chat room, and we will do our best to answer those questions in a timely manner, because the live broadcast is a little behind the actual broadcast that you're viewing either on our site, hopefully, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. Special thank yous go out this week to Chris, to Tamiko. I'll get that list for you, Kevin, so I apologize for not having that to you ahead of time. It's been a little bit of a crazy of a day. And I wanted to thank also Kyle Reddick. I wanted to thank Brad Woodside, a part of our Windows Phone meetup group. I want to thank James McKee, awesome guy. I want to re-thank Nebula and all their support. I also want to thank Andy Long, Alejandro Ramirez, and everybody that's been a part of the STL Tech Talk app. I also want to give a huge shout out to my co-host of my Codecast, our Codecast show, Gus Emery. That dude is a coding machine. It's a privilege just to work with them on our new project. So looking to push that out to you guys soon, and we'll talk a little bit about that tonight as well. So thank you all for just being awesome people and supporting the show in one way or another. Again, thank you, Daryl Pritchard. I really appreciate our interactions, and when you listen to this, be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah,
mention.
I got mentioned. What's up now? So without diving too much into that, thank you everyone. Period. Also looking to hook up with a couple other dudes to hop on some other podcasts. So that is my introduction. We're going to have a little bit of a different format going forward. We're going to have our guests when they're on talk about whatever it is that they're going to talk about, and then they can stay on or they can drop off. That's how we're going to do the show from now on, because we feel as though some of the guests really need to get out their information in a solid, timely manner, and then Kevin and myself can just go off on our tangents. And so we're not changing anything necessarily. We're just swapping the order of things.
Rearranging the room.
Just to make it a little cleaner, just to make it a little bit more guest friendly. So thank you again. And Kevin, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone how your day was today while I pull up just a piece of information real fast.
The day's crazy. Pulling some 10-hour days at work at the job, and things are just busy, crazy. Don't have a whole lot of time to get much other stuff done other than repairing computer after computer after computer, update after update after update. So that's kind of like my day. A big old rainstorm rolled through the area. today, so it just rained all the way home. Heavy rain, man, heavy rain. Not this light sprinkle stuff we've had the last couple days, but
Not this wussy kind of rain.
right. Legit rain that was like flooding in areas.
Legit.
Even when you got Cortana telling you, "Hey, flood warning."
Yeah.
That's when you gotta
That may be a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
I still got that rental Ford Escape until my car gets finished, so I didn't have to worry about it. I could just like roll right through everything, no problem.
Awesome. So I also now I finally found it. I wanted to thank Don Felker again. He's an awesome dude. But we are really starting to build a nice Twitter following. We got a lot of Twitters that started following myself and STLTechTalk. Thank you. You guys rock.
Yeah, it is really, really cool to see.
It's inspiring. It's inspiring, to say the least. We got sponsors, Kevin. We got sponsors. We're going to be talking about them next week. We have a lot of good things coming up. So let's just get right to it. STL Tech Talk has gone through some changes as of recently, and we have decided on our strategy going forward, talking with everyone about technology in St. Louis, and that, you know, it's not exclusive. We're trying to talk to anybody and everybody that even remotely looks at technology and goes, what's that?
Because that's like our website, and our company's name is STL Tech. So we're going to talk about tech, whether it's smartphones, whether it's software, whether it's some kind of like technology-based startup that has something really cool going on, you know, like with the Cynic draft system. I mean, that's not your average computer-related tech, but it's, you know, it's technology that sits on your countertop.
That's right. That's right. And we're doing it with a passion and enthusiasm. So here's what we're bringing to you guys. If you're listening to this, that means you're already awesome. You should pat yourself on the back and run around and do the happy circle dance. Consumers should look at us as a place for people in St. Louis to find out what is going on in the world of technology. We're not just going to cover St. Louis. We're going to cover St. Louis with a passion and hardcore, but we're also going to reach out on that national scale, as you will see because that's not true, listen to during the podcast. And for those of you who are watching it live, then you can see it. You're looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, huh? How about that? Then for developers, we're trying to reach out to developers, and we're not trying anymore. We are. I've made some serious connections with developers in and around the St. Louis area, and I've got to say I'm really excited to being a place for developers in St. Louis to go to find out more about what is going on in the developing scene in and around St. Louis, and learn about new products to help them with their development. Also businesses. As a business and as other small businesses grow, we would like to provide coverage to you as a local St. Louis business that are doing awesome things in St. Louis, that want to help and connect with the talent here, and we want to be a part of that process. So we're in the development stages, and hopefully by the end of this month, we're going to deploy our STL Tech Connections website, and that's going to be a location where people can connect who want developers or a business to help develop their applications and or websites and things of that nature, and you can all find each other there, and it's very specific and it's very laser focused, and it's made to support the community, because that's what we really want to be a part of and really want to help. Because we believe there's a need for it, and there is, because I've been talking with a bunch of people. You all know who you are. My voice is, comes and goes sometimes. I'm not going to lie, but it's been a fantastic experience. So I just wanted to reach out to everyone, no matter where you fall in those three, or if you're all three. Frankly, that's pretty amazing. And we just wanted to say hello, and we are here to cover your events. I'm going to be covering a WordPress event. A WordPress meetup group in St. Louis is a very large group. I'm also going to try to work my way into the Unix group. There's a Linux, there's a Ruby coding, there's a Java meetup group. There's a bunch of different meetup groups, and I'm gonna be talking to you guys, covering the events. We're gonna be at Strange Loop. We're gonna be talking about that on our announcements section of the show. Sorry again, Kevin, those aren't in the notes yet, but I'll put them in there.
You're killing me. Killing me.
I know. I'm just making your after party much more not fun. So, well, you're the editor-in-chief, so, you know, I don't claim to be any of those
That's
things.
my job. That's
Yeah,
my job. That's
I
what I'm
kinda
supposed
tell
to do.
you. Yeah, right. So, anyways, so that is that is in a nutshell what we're doing. So we have several products. We have STLTechTalk. We have Codecast by STL Tech Talk, which is our coding, more developer focused show. We also have STLTechChic.com. Aubrey Bates is amazing, and we cannot thank her enough. And she's doing a great job for women in tech. There's a lot of outreach programs that we're going to be having support from Microsoft and different vendors to go in and around the St. Louis area and kind of teach different things, and we're going to be doing that soon. So be on the lookout for that. But really, you know, we're here now. We're ready to go, and I couldn't be more enthused and more ready to meet every last one of you. So if you're listening to this, give us feedback of some kind. Hit us up on Twitter. Say, heck yeah, you guys are bleeping awesome or something. I don't know. Or say you guys suck, and then I'll find you. Either way, it'll be a good time. So I just wanted to reach out to you guys. So Kevin, why don't you go ahead and start us with the news rundown?
Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about, you know, Apple bought Beats, you know, $3.2 billion, whatever the final number was, and whatever the final number will be. There's rumblings out there from sources. 9to5mac.com wrote recently about Apple maybe getting ready to do away with the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack that we've all grown up with, you know, for the last, as long as I've ever had, you know, little Walkman style radios and little cassette players. The headphone jack itself really hasn't changed. So Apple is thinking about replacing that with the Lightning connector and just having, you know, whether it's Beats headphones or just the standard headphones that come included with the iPhone or an iPod, just coming with the Lightning connector, and all audio will be transferred through there, and it can, you know, help deal with some other, you know, future audio technologies, obviously with the higher bandwidth that the Lightning port provides. And by doing this, it would help free up a little bit of space, whether they want to, you know, put bigger speakers in the iPhone or put a slightly bigger battery, just other little options that Apple has for their devices by switching to this different form factor. So my thoughts, it's just different. And at first you're like, what are you guys doing? Because sometimes, you know, you just don't reinvent the wheel, but it's possible this could be something worthwhile. JJ, what do you think about that?
So, okay, there's two thoughts that I have on this. One, never do a show and look at Google Plus at the same time because you might have an aneurysm. There was this stupid little GIF that was going, this guy riding a bike. Anyways, so I was trying to look for my show notes and all of my gajillion tabs, and I accidentally clicked Google Plus. So my thoughts on this are twofold. One, I've always been resistant to change, and I think that is a normal consumer thought, because how many headphones do you have that have 3.5 millimeter headphone jacks? Like
all of them?
It's yeah. Well, I mean. That is a stupid sentence, I know, but I meant to say it that way because it's almost like, it'd be like, hey, Kevin, how many VHS tapes do you have? How many VCRs do you have? Right. And then, like, somebody going, hey, here's DVD. And you're like, yeah, this is going to be one of those things. It's not going to catch on. Sure. I don't mind stopping and replaying. You know, I know how to splice my VHS tape. Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent. Anyways, so I'm the normal consumer, and I don't like change. If you came to me and you said, okay, first, what Apple's going to do is we're going to take away your normal connector. Okay, so now you got to get all these new plugins and stuff for this new Lightning connector, because when they moved from, you know, the original Connect to this new one, that was like, seriously?
Yeah,
and
new
then
accessories, docks.
Right, new accessories, docks, whatever, right? Speakers, all this other kind of stuff. So now they're saying that through that same port, my headphones are obsolete. How can my headphones be obsolete? That's insane. So that's my first thought. My second thought is, well, awesome, it's about time that someone's thought up something other than what we've been using for like ever, right? Is this TRRS or whatever the case may be is. So you just got the black wire, the white wire, and the red wire, all that kind of jazz. So looking at the headphones from that perspective, obviously we need to change there. But at the same time, it's like it costs money. People are cash strapped. And the headphone jack is everywhere. I mean, the auxiliary cables that you have, they go from your iPhone to your radio. Like if you're ghetto, like most people are, like we don't have that Play 2 feature or whatever yet. So this is going to be one of those things that are going to be slow to adopt. It's probably going to become a standard because Apple does it and they set the tone for like everything. But that's my initial thoughts on it. I mean, from what I said, what is your response to that? Do you feel like that is an appropriate response?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes along with reinventing the wheel. Why do it? But if they've got some great ideas that can help promote audio listening, it's like, what more can you really do with it? How much better can you make audio sound and stuff? So it is going to be interesting to see, and obviously Beats headphones going to probably be one of the first ones that you see. And you remember with the HTC One and stuff, where some of them were packaging actual Beats headphones, the little ear, the earbuds.
Oh yeah.
It's with some of the phones. I'm guessing, maybe that's what we're going to see with the iPhone 6 ship, is going to be some, earbud Beat headphones.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm slow to change.
I don't know where they're going to go with this. But
I'm slow to change. I don't like change. I don't like it.
I understand. And
it's not. It's not that I think that it's bad. I think, like I said, it's an outdated thing that we've been using forever that obviously could be upgraded, because you can already kind of imagine what an experience would be to go from like high definition, like regular def TV or whatever, to like high definition to like ultra 4K whatever like when you see those things, you're like, oh my god, this is better than real life.
Exactly.
You're just like, oh my gosh. So you can imagine that there's a way for us to lose our hearing quicker. There's a way for us to so we're gonna have a world where it's gonna be better than actual life. You're gonna be able to hear things that are better than actually hearing things with your normal ears or whatever. You're gonna be like pushed certain signals that resonate at a high frequency with your organic interface, whatever, and then you're going to have these big goggles on your head and you're never going to leave your house. You're just going to eat through a straw. But anyway, so that's my freaky deaky tangent for the moment. I'm going to hop into the Surface Pro 3. If you want it, there are some options, and Microsoft wants you to have it. If you're in the St. Louis area, the St. Louis Galleria is offering up to $650 credit towards the Surface Pro 3 if you're trading in a MacBook Air. If you're trading in a Surface Pro 2, you can get up to $675 off the purchase of a new Pro 3. And I gotta say, with the student discount, that's pretty awesome little price there. I'm not gonna lie. Act fast because this won't last long. Say if you were going to go to the store today, they would give you a gift card for the respective device or the respective devices, and then you could go on, June the 20th and pick yourself one up. Or if you're waiting for a different model, then go in then and take care of it then. I want to say I was in the stores, and one of the biggest drawbacks to the Surface Pro 3 is the fact that the original Surface lines have been slow to adoption mass market-wise. That has been a problem on the supply chain side and on brand awareness side. I don't say that it's a losing anything. I fully believe in it. I have two of them. You know, I have the Pro and the original Surface, and if I win a drawing, I may have the Surface Pro too. But either way, I love them. I think they're fantastic, and I talk about them all the time. But the biggest drawback is the fact that it's not like the coolest thing that's in, right? And then the price. The price is the other thing that really turns people away because they're like, oh my gosh, that's very expensive. The base model is more than $1,000. So, Kevin, what is your thoughts on this effort to get more adoption for the Surface Pro 3?
I think it's good, and I think once more and more people get a chance to actually go take a look at it, take it for a spin, you know, whether you go to Best Buy or you go to the Microsoft Store, you know, wherever it is, Micro Center, for example, it's another retail location where you just walk in and try these things out. You just got to put your hands on one and really try it out and see. I mean,
it's gorgeous. I mean, it's everything that you would want a tablet/laptop Ultrabook to be. Period.
Right. I mean, it's light, it's slim, it's big, it can just about do anything you want it to do. For adoption rate, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do because it seems like it's getting a lot more positive press with the Surface Pro 3 than they have with the Pro and the Pro 2 and the original two lines. You know, just a quick talk about, you know, the device trade-in.
Yeah, why don't you?
Yes, I still think, you know, you have a better chance of getting a little bit more on the open market. I mean, of course, you're dealing with fees if you're going through eBay or Swappa or something like that. But I mean, Craigslist, you just got to make sure you're protecting yourself. So I mean, there's ways that you can get a little bit more out of your devices if you don't want to go the trade-in route. But you know, if you trade in at the Microsoft Store or something like that, there's a better chance of getting one if you want it, just because they're more apt to help you because they know, hey, this person just traded in a device and they're going to work with you.
Yeah,
so make sure you get it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that drive people to the store as well. The store is looking for more participation, and they have been really supportive of us. So, you know, we're trying to think of a way to work in tandem and figure out, you know, if this is a product that people want, you know, explaining the realities to, because we don't hold our punches at STLTechTalk, and we're not necessarily fanboys of any particular thing. So, you know, if this isn't a solution that works for you, it isn't. But if it is, then, you know, jump on it. You know, one thing that I was talking to somebody outside of the store about was the pen needing batteries this time around, because the original stylist didn't have any kind of electronics or inside of it.
It's kind of like a Lenovo stylus.
Yes.
Whereas HP stylus takes little batteries now.
Right. So that was kind of a concern, because it's like, oh man, this is something else that I got to kind of, you know, all this kind of jazz. But unnamed sources say, I love saying that now that I have unnamed sources. Unnamed sources say that they get 6 months worth of battery life out of those things. Now,
it's not bad.
It's true. That's pretty amazing. I'm not going to lie.
It is.
As if I was going to lie to you before. And yeah, so I just wanted to tell people about it. On June the 20th, JJ is going to be at the St. Louis Galleria store for that opening morning ceremony of the Surface Pro 3 launch. They're actually going to be giving away things, and I'm going to steal all of that before you get there. No, I am going to not. I'm going to forego. I told them that I would forego collecting any free things just so that I can get in there early and set up, and so I can cover the event, and so that I can you know, bug their patrons. No, just kidding. So that I can just be there, cover the event, and talk about it, because I think that's really cool.
And real quick too. You know, want to say happy first anniversary to that Microsoft store. June the 7th was their 1 year anniversary when they opened. So
really, wow, yep. Awesome. Well, happy birthday to them. We need to
Yeah.
tweet that out or something because they would probably hit us back. Anyways, so Kevin, you're up with the next news story.
All right. Next thing I wanted to talk about is solar panel roads.
We should have made the whole show about this.
Right. And, maybe we'll get the people behind this, get them on a future episode. I think it'd be
this
really
baby
cool.
stuff, Kevin. We're going to do that.
Because just imagine, all right, you've got a parking lot, got your driveways, sidewalks, roads. There's pavement everywhere. Imagine that being solar panels with unbreakable glass and has, that nice traction where when it gets wet, you're not slipping and falling and slipping and sliding everywhere. And imagine that if you're a business owner, having that power your business. Or imagine if there's like a car accident or road construction up ahead, you see all the nice little LED lights in the street, directing you to merge all the way to the left, merge all the way to the right, whatever lanes are closed. Or, for example, if a helicopter needs to land on the highway to do an air evac for an emergency, all of a sudden you just see all these lights light up a virtual landing pad, so the helicopter pilot knows exactly where to land that helicopter. Now imagine that being a reality. And there's a company based out of, I think, Seattle, no, Idaho, actually, and they've got an Indiegogo, which is crowdfunding, kind of like Kickstarter, where they're trying to raise funds for these solar roadways. They've come out with the technology, they've tested it, and it looks like it is something that's going to be viable. Now, there's 10 days left. They were looking to raise $1 million, and they are currently sitting at $2,029,602 US dollars. So they've got 10 days left to keep raising more funds. So I say, go team, because that is really cool and
go team.
Like really revolutionary.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean,
technology.
I'll be the first to admit, whenever somebody tells me something about something like this, I get super crazy about it. I'm like, no way, we have to do this right this second. I have the tendency to think that these kinds of things are like real when they're not. Like, I watched this one. Did you see that Marty McFly?
The hoverboard.
The hoverboard. Thank you.
Oh gosh,
that would have bothered me. Thank you.
Hey, Back to the Future fan right here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Anyway, so I watched that video and I was like, that would have totally convinced me if I wasn't, intelligent. But that would have convinced me, like, if I would have saw that, I would be like, let's make that thing tomorrow.
Right.
But this is actually real, and
we'll have links.
Absolutely no reason why we can't make this work.
Yeah, we'll have links to this. I mean, if you want to go to it now, it's indiegogo.com/projects/solar-roadways, and just watch some of the YouTube videos that are on there. You've probably seen some of the pictures. I mean, there's sidewalks of kids riding bikes, Main Street, in little small towns with lit bike paths, and there's interstate pictures, Taco Bell parking lot. I mean, it's just all kinds of great examples.
And the durability, it shows that it can withstand 250,000 pounds.
Yep. That's pretty
installed
heavy
on roads and driveways. So can you imagine? This is a pretty ambitious statement here. It says, solar panels that you can drive, park, and walk on. They melt snow and cut greenhouse gases by 75%.
Yep.
That's
exciting.
Amazing.
And
like,
one of the coolest things about
I'm sure Europe will do this, but we won't because we're Americans. But this is awesome.
About it was I listened to an interview with them a few days ago. And they talked about the fact, if I can just remember my point. No, they were just talking about how
That's one of the things that goes, Kevin. You know that, right?
Exactly. As you get older and older and older. Now, just keep going. I'll come back to it.
Okay, so I could see this, as revolutionary for pedestrians. If they're walking along the street, because I gotta say, I almost kill you guys on a daily basis.
I know how to drive.
Yeah, no, it's not my fault. It's y'all crazy, and they just step out in front of cars. It's like one of those car commercials where the rocks and boulders and falling. It's like that never happens, or whatever. No, that totally happens. Those boulders and stuff, they're people, and I drive around them every day. It's like The Walking Dead out there. It's like, please stop walking and being on your phone at the same time. We're all gonna die. So I see this application being. Not this application, sorry, but this product and the application of this product being just a world-changing thing. And I just got a really interesting post. We've been covering Uber, and I just want to make this quick little.
You mean Lyft?
No, we talked about Lyft. No, we've talked about Uber and Lyft in the past.
Yeah.
But the Uber is since it's all around the world or whatever. There's actually a protest going on from London to Milan of about 200,000 crazy cab drivers who are like, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, but like they're like, this, you're threatening our livelihood basically. And yeah,
I understand that.
So it's some huge backlash. Yep. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, so I could see this being really awesome. Everybody, go check this out. We'll have it on our show notes. If you're not going to our site and not looking at our show notes, boo on you, boo you.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you're missing out. You're missing out on the STL Tech Talk experience. So without.
That point that I was wanting to make earlier was that they can just lay these panels down right on top of existing highways. So it's not like they need to go through and chop up all the interstates and parking lots and put this stuff down. They can just put it down like right over the top.
So even if they were to put it on, I'm thinking the shoulder, right? Like, people are like, oh, this is never going to work or whatever.
Yeah, it's a great
start. Put it on the shoulders. Just put it on the shoulders. That's a great start, because whatever, the shoulders, no big deal. But if you're generating that much energy, I mean, think about Death Valley or any of those places. Like, if we just pave them with this stuff, the roads, I mean, like, that is direct sunlight almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How much money that would, or not, sorry, Freudian slip there. How much energy that would create, right? So very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. We cannot go any further on this show without talking about E3. It was a huge gamers conference, and that was happening this week. And wow, there was a lot of cool games that came out. Just off the top of my head, there's a ton of immersive. I would say fantasy, sci-fi stuff that came out that I really, really enjoy looking at and watching. A couple of dragon games. I mean, who doesn't like dragons? So frankly, everybody does. But the new Fable game looks stellar. I'm really looking forward to that.
I did see some clips of that, and that does look really nice. There's a lot of just a lot of exciting things if you're a gamer. I wish I had more time.
I wish more time and money would cure a lot of my problem, but I can't say that is not a statement that every human being could make right now. I just need a little bit more time and a little bit more money. No, but I wanted to talk a little bit about, I know this is kind of obscure, but Nintendo was talking about making this interactive world of Mario and Mario World, and it just drives me nuts that more Nintendo games are not on the phones and stuff. It just drives me crazy because it's just they could be making a killing. I don't understand.
Yeah, they're missing out.
Totally missing out.
Put out the old NES and the Super Nintendo and stuff like that. Yeah, you guys would make a killing.
You guys would. You should just hire me as your, a technological advisor. So the price change for the Xbox One console goes into effect, $399.99. But that comes without the Kinect. We're seeing a lot of games be developed without the use of the Kinect. Do you see that as being a couple of steps back, Kevin, from, because I think the Kinect is an awesome selling point for the Xbox console.
It is, but I don't know if it's necessarily so much with, needed for games. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of other functionality that it's really good for, and I think once everybody's kind of burned out to a point on movement games. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion, but we had the Wii, then the PlayStation Move, and the original Xbox Kinect, and I don't know, it just it just kind of got old. After a while, you just want to sit back and just relax. I mean, yeah, some games have their place, like the Wii Fits, the fitness games, the little party games. Those have their place, but how many party style games do you really need? I mean, things like Dance Central. Yeah, that is a great use case scenario for having a Kinect movement based games.
I just want to destroy stuff. Like, I want to be in the middle of my living room and just like take things out.
Yeah, if you're just wanting to play something like Titanfall or Call of Duty or like Madden football, you don't need a Kinect for that. Just give me a controller and let me sit back and relax.
But how cool would it be for you to like be a character in one of those games, and like if you have the proposed Microsoft or Sony like headset, right? That's kind of like Google Glass display, and you've got like a practice rifle or whatever, and you or you've got the thing on, and you're like the quarterback in a game, and
so like going around playing like American Gladiator, where you're running around.
Yeah, that would be hot, dude.
Hiding behind mounds and throwing
I see that as the future. If you don't want me to leave my house, which I'm like this close to not doing it now anyways, that would be the way to do it, man, is to come out with stuff like that, where it's like real life is no longer as cool as what is happening here.
You're that game companies. If you want JJ to stay home, that's how you get JJ to stay home.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah. I gotta say, I'm gonna backtrack. I'm gonna crawfish a little bit. That's really hard to do. You can't keep me bottled up for too long because it's like a soda can, and you shake it up, it explodes. But so yeah. But yeah, so that was really interesting, and I obviously heavily invested in the Microsoft ecosystem. Looking forward to Xbox gaining some more market share there. Also, the other reason is we may even have one day an STLTechTalk app on your Xbox.
Whoa!
You can play maybe Kevin and JJ and 8 bits or whatever. And we may need to jump over crazy computer monster things. I don't know. We could totally do that though.
Yeah.
You never know. So that's why because we can write the indie games and all that kind of jazz and write to it. And I'm a big fan of the Project Spark. That made a kind of an announcement, and also the indie games. Some of those indie games for the Xbox look amazing. By the way, if you're just a casual listener, you probably tuned me out and Kevin out for the last couple of minutes while we were talking games. But the gamers are going to be like, "Oh, dude, I'm done. Yeah, this is awesome." Because this is some really cool stuff for sure. And the new racing game, the Forza, looks really hot. And all that kind of stuff. So just really digging that. Anything else that you wanted to add to this particular story, Kevin?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, I haven't had a whole lot of time to check out a lot of the stuff. I mean, I saw the new Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10, whatever they're calling it. The trailer for that. Just after seeing Killer Instinct on Xbox One, it was like, wow, it looks so good. And of course, Mortal Kombat's like the ultimate fighting game series.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot to mention that. My buddy, who never talks to me, we just don't talk to each other anymore. We used to. It's kind of not really a falling out, but we just quit talking to each other. Out of the blue, sends me the trailer for the new Mortal Kombat game. And I'm just like, what? How do you even remember that? I mean, we played that like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like those old loves, man, they never die. They never die.
Fond memories.
Absolutely. Yeah. Backpack A.
There you go.
Kevin, you're up.
All right. So there's been some more talk. We got Google I/O coming up in a couple weeks. A lot of talk that LG is going to unveil the G Watch. Their smartwatch running Android Wear. There's even rumors that Google is going to give those away to all developers in attendance at Google I/O. So
I will be so pissed.
So that would be a very nice incentive to go. Not only if you're just a developer, but if you're just going just to go, that would be a great. Wow, this is awesome. So, and what better place to get Android Wear products into people's hands, developers especially, than to give them away at the developer conference. So, and then there's also possible time frame for release to the general public and kind of rumblings about the price. We're looking at the price to be a little slightly below the Gear 2 Neo, which retails for like $200 here in the United States. And it's looking to be released in the United Kingdom on July 7th. So approximately July 7th, which is about a week after Google I/O ends. So, we're getting closer to the first Android Wear devices becoming readily available.
So, I gotta say, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna get this.
Oh.
Me and James Serino, we were talking.
Yep.
As cool guys do, talk. And I am so stoked about the possibility of having a watch that is just awesome. Like, awesome. So that's interesting. It took me to a weird link here. But anyways, so
Motico.
Yeah, Motico. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's interesting information.
Yeah, lots of interesting information for sure. But I gotta say, Microsoft and Apple with their proposed iWatch are going to be releasing these wearable devices, and I can see why LG is coming out with theirs as fast as they are, because this holiday season is going to be pretty crazy. Might be wrong, but I would seriously be shocked, and I think Kevin, you would be as well, if we didn't see any kind of, besides Android Wear, any kind of wearable device from Microsoft or Apple this go around. Because so weird that Apple didn't announce that during WWDC last week.
Yeah, I think they'll probably announce it about the same time they announce the next iPhone, which that's just a couple months away. So it's not much longer, and it'll all be out, and everybody can start fighting it out over that. It's gonna be pretty hot on a lot of people's Christmas lists. You're gonna see that a lot.
Well, if it's God, I don't even know why I'm saying if. I'm gonna get this thing. I mean, period. I'm gonna probably have a really decent Android phone, and I'm a really decent. I'll get really nice. This will. LG makes some good stuff. I mean, they get beat up a lot, but I gotta say that new G3 looks hot, and the Wear looks gorgeous too. So I don't know. I'm all about it.
Yep, simple, clean, looks good. Now, just give us a release date for the G3 in the United States, and we'll all be happy. I think we got a couple more weeks on that.
Absolutely. So the pricing. What do you think the price is going to be?
I would like to say the G Watch is probably going to be about $175. It's going to be priced about the same as the Gear 2 Neo, or maybe a little bit less. Which, like I said, it's $200 US for the Gear 2 Neo. So I'm thinking kind of the 150 to 175ish range. And then when the Moto 360 launches, that'll probably be a little bit more expensive, just because it's round, so it's a little bit more expensive to produce. So you're going to look at that at about $200 as well, I'm thinking. That's just my guess. I don't know for sure. No sources have confirmed or denied.
Right. So what do we? And maybe I need to look this up, but what are we talking specs here?
Specs. I know I've seen something about the specs, but I haven't had a chance to really read up on that.
So, well, I'm looking at LG's G Watch landing page.
Yep.
And it's pretty interesting. So it has some features, that are listed here. Always on, screensaver, never goes to sleep, blah 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 blah. Oh my gosh, it's asking me if I want to translate this page. Well, you're not doing that already for me? What's going on?
Yeah, it should last about 36 hours on a single charge and in standby mode. So
right.
it's a day and a half. Use Bluetooth 4.0. Comes with about 4 gig onboard storage, so you'll be able to store approximately 4 gig of apps, songs, games directly on your watch.
So it's going to come with a pedometer.
Yeah.
Like a fitness tracker type thing. Oh yeah, dude, I'm all over that. I'm all over that. All over. You know what I like about LG's approach is this kind of, it's almost like what Nokia had. Is this kind of like dark, like bum ba bum, It's not all like bright and blah blah blah, like the kind of Samsung stuff is. Samsung stuff kind of reminds me of more bubbly things.
Yeah.
But LG is starting to get into this kind of, very mature, and actually that's the name of their new design language for the LG G3. Is this mature design language, and I'm really digging it, man. I gotta say, I'm really digging it. Up next is it wouldn't be me, frankly. It wouldn't be anyone. I wouldn't be anyone to anyone if I wasn't talking about my beloved Windows Phone news.
Here we go again on my own.
I know, right?
Been here before.
Whoa. Update to Cortana. So we're looking at a couple of updates, and hopefully, there'll be 2 items on my purchase list. That'll be the hopeful Windows Phone watch that's supposedly going to work with all 3 platforms. Because Android Wear, to step back a little bit, is focused on just Android working with Android software. To connect with your phone, your Android phone. But Microsoft might make one that is agnostic, where it works with Apple, Google, and Windows Phone.
Yep.
Very cool. Interesting. So the update that's coming on the back-end changes Cortana suggests possible updates in the future. The 1320, Nokia's 1320, it's basically the 1520, that huge phone that's gorgeous that Alejandro Ramirez has that I'm so jealous he has. Yeah, that one, he went in and got it for free. God, yeah. That never happens. Not to me anyway, but obviously Alejandro does. Dude, he's like, you touch him and you win. So it's coming to Cricket Wireless. That's pretty cool because it's more of your budgety type phone. So if you're looking for a tablet phone, you might be like, you know what? I can have a tablet phone, pretty much. It's got a ginormous screen, and it's actually a pretty decent screen. It's not. I don't believe it's a 1080p, but it still looks really nice. And also, it comes in a couple of weird, neat colors. But go check that out. So it's on Cricket Wireless. So if you're on the prepaid route and you want to be a part of the Windows Phone experience, that's a great introduction device. Also, new Windows Phone handset makers. Kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. It was interesting that when Microsoft announced Windows Phone 8.1, the update to the current Windows Phone 8 software, they also talked about the new partners that they were going to be making their handsets. It was kind of interesting. We haven't seen anything from them yet, but we do know more about new companies that have joined on to creating the new partners to creating Windows Phone handsets. And for some reason, it was taking forever to pull this up. Sorry. It's Prestigio, Yes, Blue, BLU, and a couple of others, but none of you know who these guys are, because frankly I didn't. But it's kind of cool to see that that they're doing this, and I honestly think, the 520 sells really well. The Lumia 520. Our very own contributor Josh actually recently picked one up because his other phone broke, but that's neither here nor there. So welcome to the community, Josh. So he's using that. But the reason why I bring that up is it's a low-cost device that is a great little device, and it flies, and it's got Windows Phone 8 on it. And I can see these devices selling really well in emerging markets. One of them even looks a lot like the HTC One.
That one model from Blue.
Yeah.
That looks pretty nice, actually.
That does, and it's got really unique colors and stuff like that. So I'm really digging the design. So Kevin, what are your thoughts on these stories? I'm going to talk about File Manager here in a minute, but I just want to kind of hit on a couple of those. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some updates with Cortana. One of the cool things about Cortana is it's all done HTML5, so you don't have to wait for like a full-fledged OS update for Cortana to get an update. It can just like update on the fly, which
Love
that's
that.
which that's nice. I mean, it comes in handy. A lot of people have been noticing the last couple of days that their Cortana has some different features than some other people. Things that they're like, wait a second, I don't remember this having that on there.
Right. I want to be one of those people, Kevin.
Yeah, so that's cool. And then seeing all these new Windows Phone device makers. I mean, that's good. Competition's good. Hopefully the quality's good because these are companies not hardly anybody in the United States have ever heard of. So that's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully they're just not going to cheapen it all down to make everything super cheap. I mean, yeah, you want things affordable, but you don't want junk quality.
Well, I think it's one of those things where you got to compete with Android somewhere, and we're not going to see these here in the States, but it's nice to know that the audience is growing, so that
it says it'll be available in the United States.
Does it really?
Yeah, I know.
Man, I didn't even read my own story.
Yep, the blue, the Billy 4.7 from Yes.
Really?
Let's see about Prestigio. Prestigio's just talking. Yeah, let's talk about in Europe in July. I don't know.
I wonder what the pricing structure is. Okay, so let me see this.
Got $235, 115 different versions, $249.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, if they're
they don't give prices for those blues though.
Yeah, if they're running even remotely good, we're gonna see these in the hands of people. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna see these being used. That is cool, man.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Colorful, bright, get people's attentions. Which that's kind of what Windows Phone is known for through Nokia. The bright yellows, the bright reds, and cyans. So
I just wanted to talk about File Manager. We got File Manager now on Windows Phone. So if you want to have documents, music, and mess around with that whole jazz, we have that. And I'm still carrying the flag for Windows Phone, man. I still believe. I'm a believer.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Kevin, you're up with your next news story.
All right. So Amazon, we all know Amazon sells just about everything under the sun. You can. All right. So this story really caught my eye because I don't know if I would do this, but you have different services. You've got Craigslist where you can go out and find somebody to do some plumbing work or do some carpentry work. Running some risks there. And then you can also find babysitters, and that's what Amazon is wanting to start doing. Start taking on like other services. What is that? Linda's List or whatever. I can't remember what the name of that service is.
I don't have kids, Kevin, man. I do not know.
Well, it's not that. It's
Angie's List.
Angie's List. Yeah, I knew it was a woman's. So yeah, they're going to try to like take on Angie's List and different services, but they're wanting to start selling services like babysitting and plumbers. And I'm like, no.
Like, huh?
No way. Even if my kids were like young again, where they needed a babysitter, would I go to Amazon and buy a babysitter? No. No. Just no.
I would be a terrible parent, so no one wants to hear my advice.
You'd be like, yeah.
You hear my stories that I talk about. You're like, no, you're not fit to have a child, and that's I'm not. Not right now, anyway. So yeah.
I mean, the key to this story from TechCrunch was that Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos had previously invested in Pro.com, which is a services startup out of Seattle, which helps find and book contractors. So.
It's interesting.
Yes, it's interesting.
It's very interesting. I mean, I am not the one who coined this, but the Walmart of the internet, and it's interesting that they're trying to get more involved with services, right? Being connected, because that's really what it's all going to be about in the future. It's going to be about connection, right? It's going to be about targeted ads and connection through our searching, through our whatever, because you might not know about business XYZ if your buddy used some guy once or whatever, so you use them, but you would have found another local company or something. So even though Kevin, you're beating it up a little bit, there might be some positive side to it.
There might be something to it. You never know.
There might be a positive side to it, and that's just the optimist in me, which I'm not actually optimistic about really anything. So don't take my word on that.
Well,
but,
they're not going to invest time and resources into coming up with ideas like this if they don't have a good way to make it work.
Yeah, I don't know. That was really weird when they were talking about droning me my stuff. That's
cool. I like that idea.
No, but it was weird.
Yeah,
like,
I just don't want.
This doesn't seem weird. This seems like, oh, okay, I could totally see them doing this.
Yeah.
All right, so we have talked about on the show, and I've written a post about it on our site about the Pad phone for AT&T. It's an Android smartphone that you can plug into a tablet, and then it becomes a phone and a tablet and a laptop.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't think anybody wants this. No. So, Kevin, what's your thoughts on this?
All right, my thoughts are this was announced back at the Consumer Electronic Show back in January, and there was like nothing put out about it since then. So we're 5-6 months later, and now more talk is starting to come out about it. Back when it was first announced, I thought that's not bad if the phone's good and the tablet itself is good, because you just buy one thing. It's two separate little devices, and instead of having to buy a data plan for your tablet, data plan for your phone, you just buy one data plan and you put them together, and then you can have you don't have to worry about a Wi-Fi hotspot. You just plug it in, and it all will just still have internet connectivity wherever you are on your tablet and your phone. I think the idea behind it sounds awesome. I'm just curious to see what ASUS is going to do with this.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I hope that they put some of their advertising weight behind it, or it's going to die just like the Moto X. Or, I'm sorry, the Motorola Atrix. Yeah. And I'm having a Freudian day today.
Yep, the Moto X was good, man.
Yeah. Well,
it's only $200 on a 2-year contract.
Yeah, God. That seems insane to me, if you're going to spend that kind of money for that. Anyways, my question is, looking at this device is, with the advent of the Surface Pro 3 and other devices that are going to be coming out like it, is it going to be obsolete in like less than a year? I think so. I think that this is going to be a niche device, and I don't necessarily know if that group is going to invest in that, because I could see someone buying, a cheap iPad. When the new iPad comes out, you're going to see a whole bunch of iPads go for sale on eBay and Craigslist and whatever's. And the new iPhone come out, obviously people are going to try to sell that as well. So, those kind of combinations of things, plus like some hand-me-down MacBook Airs and stuff, Pro, whatever. I just don't see the audience being there behind this particular device, and that's kind of the sad reality of this. Like, if this would have came out maybe a year or two ago, sure, but not now.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, we'll get our hands on one. We'll make a couple little calls, and since it's on AT&T, I could
totally change my mind about it. Right. I could totally change my mind about it.
On AT&T, we'll try it out.
Yep. We will totally try it out. And if I get my hands on it, I'm like, dude, I was so wrong. I will tell the world about it on the show.
I've got 101 recipes on how to eat crow and make it taste good.
Local tech news. Congrats to Jason Feeler on his company sale to Integrity. So this was reported on by the Biz Journal. Brian Felt, friend of the show, basically on his Tech Flash, was talking about how the CEO and founder of the digital marketing agency will be acquired by the St. Louis-based as well web consulting firm Integrity. They paid roughly, let's see, first that has been about 2 years. Where was how much they paid for it? I don't think that's actually in here. Huh, interesting. I thought that was in here. I saw that $1 million number, but that's what it took for him to invest it. But kudos to you. Congratulations. And that's a local story that people should check out. Go over to bizjournals.com under the tech section. Brian Felt's a good guy. We appreciate him being on the show when he was on, and we look to have him back again soon. So that is my local news. Back to you, Kevin.
Yeah, my bit of local news is I want to give props to Launch Code. BizJournal again have mentioned, how many people that Launch Code has signed up for apprenticeships and how many employees that they've actually placed with employers in the area. And according to Brendan Lind, the managing director for Launch Code, they have put 68 people into the apprenticeships program and placed 35 full-time employees. So Launch Code is moving right along and doing exactly what it set out to do by putting developers, helping train them, and helping them get the skills necessary and pairing them up with some possible employers, and 35 of them got full-time positions.
Whoa, dude, whoa. Congratulations. Also, awesome and props to our local Launch Code STL. Follow them at Launch Code STL. Also, Coder Girl. There was 100 women involved in a tech night where it was a coding night. The Coder Girl at the St. Louis Science Center. It was like midnight. It was like maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning before that thing was over. Kudos to you. That is amazing. I wish I could have been there. I was in meetings. Oh my gosh, like crazy. Actually, Kevin, Aubrey, and myself were in a couple of meetings.
Which is perfect for STLTechChic.com.
STLTechChic.com, where you can find. Oh, she actually sent me something during the show, and I emailed her back telling her how much I appreciated her fantastic work. But she was shooting for a new slogan for the site: Connect,
yes.
Learn, and Thrive. That's gorgeous. Yep. So connect, learn, and thrive.
STLTechChic.com.
Yep, we will be changing that as soon as either Kevin or I get around to it. No.
Yeah, so head on over to STLTechChic, that's CHIC.com, and take a look at the logo. We're kind of just redesigning some things on the website. I mean, the site's live. We haven't really pushed it out a lot yet, and we're still kind of taking some things a little bit slow, not trying to rush into things. But take a look at it. Let us know what you think about the logo and everything. And
I think it's gorgeous. I think Logo Daddy did a very good job. That's who did that, right?
Yes, good friend John Gibbs, LogoDaddy.com, LogoDaddyGraphics.com.
Yeah.
I've known him for years, and his graphic artists just do some amazing work. They just do awesome work there. I mean, they do shirts, banners, and everything.
Really happy with it. Really happy with them. So if you want to hire them, do so.
Yep. LogoDaddyGraphics.com.
Yeah.
All your T-shirt, banners, anything. If you want to get guitar wrapped, done. Seriously, done. They'll do it.
Done. Yeah, awesome. Well, that wraps up our news segment of the show. If you want to contribute again, email us, podcast@STLTechTalk.com, where you can contribute to the process. I don't care. Also, hit us up on Google+, YouTube, the website, STLTechTalk@STLTechTalk.com. Email us there. Also, hit us up, JJ Hammond Music on Twitter. That's the best way to get a hold of me, at Kevin Harvell. For Kevin, get a hold of him. Get a hold of us. Make those connections. We want to be a part of the conversation, for sure. If you have a product you want to talk about, we'll talk about it. If you want to be on the show, as long as you're not a serial killer, we'll have you on. No.
That's why we meet like we do.
Yeah, for sure. Remotely, right? We don't want anybody with chainsaws. So before I go into the announcements, Kevin, was there anything that you wanted to talk specifically to people who are listening to this maybe for the first time, or what you want people to know about STLTechTalk?
Just, I definitely want to thank all of our past listeners and current listeners, people around the world, whether it's France, Israel, California, Virginia. I mean, all these states in the United States and all these countries around the world that do listen. We love that you listen. We really appreciate it. And we would also really appreciate some reviews. I mean, tell people what you think of us. We need feedback, because feedback's what helps us here. So
Absolutely.
make sure to hit us up on social media, or make sure to go to iTunes and leave us a review. Just it helps us and helps other people go, oh man, so that's what they talk about, and they'll help take a look at it, and maybe we can help them out, or they've got something they like to help promote, talk about themselves they got working on. We're all about that. So we're not here to step on anybody's toes. We're here to just work with everybody. So we're the only tech podcast in the St. Louis area doing what we do. So
help us help you, help us help you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if you, like I said, if you want to be a part of the Windows Phone meetup group, it's hit us up on Facebook, STL Windows Phone group. Also at WP, help me out, Kevin, on Twitter. I can never remember that our handle for that.
STL Windows Phone, I think.
Yeah, WP STL Windows. Yeah,
WP Meetup STL.
Oh, thank God. Thank
There
you.
it is.
Okay, now that I've got everything pulled up, I have some announcements. So first of all, I met with Tomiko on her position for wealth on June the 17th through June the 19th. It's a small business virtual summit hosted by Tomiko Kuehler, CEO of Pursue Your Purpose, a free 3-day live streaming event with 12 expert CEOs. You will learn how to sustain your business and in the economy, attract and retain more clients, uncover hidden profit opportunities, increase revenue, and more. Please don't stop listening to the episode just because I'm going into this, guys. There's really kind of some important stuff I'm about to say. This is again from June the 17th to June the 19th. We're also going to be covering Strange Loop. It's a developer conference here in St. Louis. We were graced with the ability to go to this event, and we're going to do our best to cover it. If you're there and you want to know more information about us, please stop by and talk to us. We should definitely have some more merchandise then. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at the ShoreTel Lunch and Learn by Carpel Solutions and ShoreTel. ShoreTel is unified communications. Basically, you go and enjoy the lunch. Amazing solutions by ShoreTel and Carpel Solutions. They're local companies. Obviously, we're all about promoting that. That'll be tomorrow from 11 to 1. JJ will be at Bartolino South. That's off on 5914 South Lindbergh Boulevard. So your RSVPs, sorry, you're out of luck. If you're listening to this tomorrow. Also,
listen live. People listen live.
Yeah. Also, and I just told Kevin this, and he's like, awesome, thanks for just telling me this now. I'm going to be giving a presentation at the Microsoft offices from 4 to 5, and not 4 to 5, from like 4 to 4:15. I'm only doing a 15-minute deal. But Unidev is doing the 45-minute rest of that talk. But I'm going to be giving a presentation for the very first time for STLTechTalk in front of potential sponsors, people who want to be more engaged in the St. Louis area, in and around the St. Louis area, rather, and people who want to know more about what we're doing. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be an awesome opportunity for me. And I don't know, maybe Kevin can take off early and join me. So we'll talk about that offline, sorry. Anyways, but that's where I'll be tomorrow. Also, some events that are going to be coming up is the St. Louis Unix user group. There's also I-10 Information Technology Entrepreneur Network is going to be on Thursday. That's for cyber criminals. They're not for cyber criminals, rather. They're going to be talking about cyber criminals. There's a VM user group. There's a Java user group, and that's all on Thursday, and many, many more talks that are going to be coming. A couple other things that I really wanted to talk about was, here it is. At Campus turns an idea into reality for 6 great new Windows Phone apps, and I'm reading this directly from the site. I know Kevin hates that, but I really that was some good language. I really wanted to highlight the fact that Microsoft is out there trying to support Obviously, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. They want people to develop applications for their platform. But this is really cool, and it's App Campus. Go check it out. Let's see, I believe it's just appcampus.com or some FI. I think it is appcampus.fi. Anyways, but it'll be in the show notes. So again, go read the show notes. So some applications: Old School Racer 2, really neat looking. But this is cool for me. It's Guitar Tuna, Tuna. It tunes your guitar, so that's really cool. I'm a guitarist. I've always wanted a nice tuning app for my my Windows phone. Trekit Traveler, so that's a pretty cool application. It's a cross-country trek. Basically, it tracks your adventure across the country. Hopping Penguin, it's a game. Snuggle Truck. Oh, that's kind of cute. They're like snuggly animals riding in a truck, which it's not a small truck. It's a pretty big truck, and looks like they just ran over a moose, so maybe it's not so cute. Maybe it's like a South Park crazy version of cute. And also Brick Boyd. So go check those games out. That would really be cool. And talk about it. Say, yeah, vote them up or down. Say, give the user some feedback and stuff like that. Also, want to thank Andy Long. Again, that's Andrew Long. Go to the Windows Phone Store and download all of his applications, even if you don't like any of them. But go check those out. We want to continue our support from him. Kevin, do you have any announcements, or do you just want to hop right into your app pick, or whatever the case may be?
Breaking news: Pac-Man is going to be in the next Super Smash Brothers on Nintendo.
What? That's awesome! Breaking news. You heard it here first.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's games like Smash Brothers and the Mario Kart 8 that just released that makes me want to go spend a few $100s on the Wii U, even if it's only going to be for like 4 games. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just want to get that because I want to relive some childhood.
Nostalgia, for sure.
Nostalgia reasons. But
that is the only reason. Why? Well, if you're gonna spend that kind of money, it's like you should probably get maybe an Xbox or PlayStation 4. That would probably be your best bet.
I know. But I like having all consoles.
I know. I hear you.
I
got the Xbox 360 in the office now, and it's calling my name. It's just looking at me, going, "You haven't turned me on for a couple of days, JJ." Right. Oh wait, that sounded dirty.
Yeah, that kind of did.
Sorry.
Anyway, so my app pick of the week is the #1 toolkit for Windows Phone, and that's free. Now, just running through this app, it's got just all kinds of things in it. It has a ruler, compass, protractor, level, flashlight, mirror, magnifier, unit converter, an NFC writer, so it interacts with NFC tags, a noise meter that tells you what the decibel level is in the area that you're in, and it can record with NFC transfer. Got a timer, stopwatch, world clock, and check your system info on your device. So all that for free, and it's a very nice looking app.
Yeah, it's very well developed.
Yeah, the developers did a really, really good job with that. And best of all, it's free. So, #1 toolkit.
Literally the pound sign. The pound sign and then 1.
Yep. #1 toolkit. #1 toolkit. First thing on your app list after you install it.
Awesome. And again, Josh, welcome to the community. Hopefully, whenever you listen to this, whenever that is, you're welcome for sending you the links. We were hitting each other back and forth. He wanted the 8.1 update. So I got that on over to him and walked through that a little bit.
I love it.
Yep. So, Kevin, was there anything else you wanted to say to end this wonderful STLTechTalk episode? I know I said it twice, guys. I know I said it twice, but it's the truth. We were just having some fun tonight talking about STLTechTalk, and we're proud of what we built. We're really proud of what it's become. Codecast. I know we didn't get that a whole lot of love, but wow, we've had a lot of really awesome response from that. We're going to be having Scott Hanselman on, so if you're big in the podcasting world, we're going to have him on next week. Yeah. And if you're big in the podcasting world, you're like, Scott. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys are going to have him on your show. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's huge. No, the only other thing that I want to just tell people is, thanks for listening. We love having you interact, and if anybody is interested, you've got a passion for mobile devices or just technology in general, and you like doing some writing, you're a journalism student or something like that, hit us up. We might be able to find you some openings and let you help build up your portfolio and maybe get a little kickbacks along the way. Join the team. It's growing, and we've got a lot of great, exciting things coming down the pipe. So now's a good time to get on board and help make STL Tech Talk what it's going to become, which is going to be something big and awesome in St. Louis and around the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
All aboard.
Friggin' Woodley. Well, with that, thank you so much, everyone, to all of our fans. We love and thank you for your support of the show. So from the entire STL Tech Talk crew, stay frosty. We're out.